Welcome to the party. David Saliba 131516. Welcome to the party, Mr. Wilco 999.
And welcome everyone once again into IOR. Today we are finally back here to start our 12th season of this championship that already will have 6 years since it started in 2020. We started that time in the Austrian GP. Today we will start this new season in the Australian GP. We have here the driver lineup. We have first the McLaren team by Anya and Dookie Monker. Gotta say these two are really solid drivers. It's a really solid lineup. Anya best result last season I think was a P4 in the Austrian GP. Dookie Monker got a really good result in qualifying in Austin, though didn't have really good luck in the race, unfortunately. Give me a little second. Well, next team we're gonna go with is the Ferrari team. We got Dino and High RPM. Dino is a old school driver of IOR, raced here since the very beginning of the championship in season 1. It's actually a race winner, has won in the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. But well, unfortunately since that he hasn't been able to win again. But well, I still believe that Dino could win in IOR once again. Hopefully that win will come sooner than I expect.
Welcome to the party, Joseph_Vesely22.
Welcome, Joseph. Join the party and, well, wish you good luck as well. We're gonna go with you soon. High RPM then was also a rookie last season. I don't remember right now what team he raced for. I think it was McLaren. It was McLaren he raced for last season. Solid midfield driver though. I think he didn't have really good luck as well. We'll see what he can do today in the start of a brand new season, getting some experience. After getting some experience last season. Then we have Omar and Luca. Omar who's taking his time to join the lobby, and well, I guess he's gonna get penalized with the new rules because yeah, he should have been in the lobby already. He's not in the lobby yet. I'm not sure if he's gonna show up, but that will give him a penalty for next race. Two-time winner last season though. His teammate Luca is a new driver for the league, though I've been told that he's really quick. So I'm expecting him to be fighting for the championship, even though I haven't seen him race before. Knowing he's a fast driver, I think could be in contention for the championship. Then next team is the Mercedes team. We got Charlie and Fossey. Fossey making his debut in IOR, same as Charlie. Not really much information about these two. I know Charlie participated in an F2 championship years ago, so not sure how he will apply that in F1 and, well, a lot of years ago as well. Then we got Aston Martin team. We have Welpen, who is a new driver in the league, also making his debut season. A lot of drivers making their debut season. And of course we get the famous Bialo, known as the ultimate corner cutter, as the dirtiest driver in the league, as the driver with blasting starts, and used to be known for being really consistent and of course winning that race in Netherlands nearly 4 years ago. But now that part of the dirty is kinda joke, kinda true. He's a very aggressive driver who puts on really hard defenses, sends crazy dive bombs, but tries to keep it clean most of the times. Not really been involved in many like accidents, just it can be really annoying to face him on track. And well, to be honest, I expect he gets better pace and better consistency than last season. I think he's gonna be happy to hear me stream once again. If you are hearing me in the commentary box, feel free to call me clown or something, please. I would be really happy to see you call me things in the commentary box, please, Bialo. Then we get the Alpine team, Sika Loco, that had an issue and will not be able to race. I guess he's gonna be penalized as well because of changing the attendance last minute. Even though I know problems can happen, but like we requested, you need to give us the information with time and not with little time to go, which he didn't do. So unfortunately, I think he's gonna get some penalty points. And then we get Mark, who is also new to the league. So no information about this team really. We'll see what they can do on track today. Quali is already starting, but we're gonna take it chill to review the grid first of all, before going straight into the quali itself. Then we get the Haas team. It's Joseph Vesely and Osama. Osama raced a couple times last season. Not much information from him though. Was in the midfield pace. We'll see if he can improve. Not great results from him last time he raced here, but hopefully today that can change. Then we get Joseph Vesely, our only champion on the grid if I'm not wrong. Yeah, he's the only IOR champion in the grid right now. 7 career wins, definitely big experience there and great pace. Maybe doesn't have the pace to challenge the leaders today, as I know they're really quick drivers here, but I expect him to be fighting for the podium. Maybe a P4 in normal conditions. And who knows, maybe even a win if crazy things happen during the race. Then we get the Racing Bull team, and this is one that I'm very interested in watching. I know Equasar has raced here a couple of times. He's got a lot of pole positions. And the only reason this guy has not won a race before is because he had to race in the Alien IOR era, which had, of course, Cucumber, Baraka, and Thales, 3 dominant drivers that unfortunately aren't racing anymore, at least in these days. But yeah, Equasar could have had a lot of potential to win the championship plenty of times in the past. Just that racing against those monsters didn't help at all. So I expect him to be fighting for the championship as well. I think he can have the pace to do. Then we get Revenge, who's also new to the league. I feel he's really fast. We'll see how it goes today. Motorway and Pitbull, the Williams guys. Pitbull, our old commentator who's been improving a lot in racecraft as well. Started racing last season as a full-time driver. This season he wanted to come back as a full-time driver, and he feels confident that he's improving. He's finding pace, finding consistency, and we'll see what he can do today on this season opener. Motorway unfortunately not here. We have another rookie in his place. It's Onyango, is reserved today. And then finally we get the Kick team, the Kick Sauber team. It's Georgie, also a rookie, and Wilco, also a rookie. So not much information there, but you already know the grid, at least in the names. Now let's go into the calendar. There you can see a little take of the already going on qualifying. There you can see my face as well. But let's go first of all with the calendar. So this season, like it's been like we've used to in the last time, it's a 12 race season. Australian GP, which we are racing today, Japanese GP next week, then Singapore, Spain, British, but this time the reverse layout, because we've done Silverstone I think in every single season we've had in IOR, so it was time for something different. Then we get Austria, crazy track, Baku, another crazy track, Bahrain, very fun for racing, a lot of overtaking chances. Abu Dhabi, I think hasn't been in the league in a while. Then Vegas, gonna be a crazy one as well. Mexico, personally not one of my favorite, and Brazil, a perfect place to end the season. Now let's jump into the stream. So we go now into qualifying, less than 14 minutes remaining. We got Charlie leading, followed by Luca, followed by RPM, Onyango, Bialo getting a very slow time so far. Only 5 people have set a lap time at the moment. Let's go now with Joseph Vesely. Joseph, who is, like I said, our only champion on the grid. No other of the IOR champions has showed up for this season, and I guess they most likely won't. Joseph, like you can see, a driver with 7 career wins, 1 driver championship, which happened in season 10. That was by the end of 2024. We're gonna go onboard whiffing on this first flying lap we will have in this season. I mean, first flying lap that we will follow this season. Better said, because of course a lot of people have already set lap times. At the moment it's Charlie and Luca way in front of everyone else. Following now Joseph Vesely into turn 1. He's gonna go down into 5th gear, attacking to there the inside curve, quickly pressing the overtake button, going down the end of the second DRS zone, and down into 3rd gear he goes. Welcome now moves up into P3. Good job there by one of our rookies. Following now Joseph into the end of sector 1. It's a 26.7. Not sure how good that time is. We will follow him now into 3rd DRS zone of the track. 12 minutes to go, still a long way in this qualifying for the Australian GP. Australia is an all-time classic to begin the season. Now going through the chicane, has used nearly all of his battery. He's not going to have a lot of straight line speed in that final straight, in the main straight. Oh, he goes a little bit deep there. Unfortunately, that's the end of his lap. Well, he can complete the lap, but it's not going to be a good one. He's lost most likely around 3/10. Probably going to come into the pit lane. Don't think that's going to count. We will follow then another driver in their next lap. Wilco's up into P3. It's a great job by the rookie so far, like I said before. Defeating some of our already old school guys. Well, actually the top 5 is performed by rookies, at least in the league. I know they have experience in other leagues, but in IOR, they're doing great to be their first time in here. We're gonna follow now Buba, who's coming into the main straight, gonna finish his lap, and it's gonna be a 16.7, moves up to 3rd. Not a bad lap there by Buba. Following his teammate Dookie, like I said, I think this will be a solid lineup. I think they can score a really good amount of points. Dookie is probably aboard to the lap. We're gonna go with Osama now. Coming into the end of sector 1, it's a 26.9. I think it's not a bad lap time by him so far. I think he said he wasn't really that confident in how the pace would be. He wanted to be in good pace, but I think that sector is pretty decent. Following him into sector 2, it's a 44.5. I want to see Joseph slap once again. Following now Osama into the end of the lap, coming into the line, and it's a 17.0. Not a bad lap time there by Osama. Dino now, my old teammate from last season, is coming for an out lap and is soon to start his second quali lap of the day with 9 minutes remaining. Dino, a man that, like you can see there, last time he won was in Texas Season 1, long time ago. That was nearly more than 5 years ago. We're gonna follow Dino now into turn 1. Hits the inside curve there. It's a nice stake. Gets a nice exit off the corner as well. Follow him into the end of second DRS zone. Saving a lot of battery at the moment and coming into the end of sector 1, and it's improving 3 times his previous lap time. Is gonna be, that would put him in P3 potentially. Still has a lot of margin to improve in the last two sectors. Well, not much in the sector 2 because it's a long straight, so yeah, of course there's not much improve. Oh, he got a little bit of understeer there. I think he braked a little bit later. Unfortunately, that's the end of his lap. Bialo is in the pit and now Luca moves into first place. Joseph Vesely moves up into third place. Not bad by Joseph there. It's 16.1. I want to see what Equasar can do as well. Let's go on board with Equasar for a moment. Equasar, it's a 43.6. I think it's going to be a great lap time by him. Most people going through that spot hit the 44. I think it was Joseph, and Joseph is currently on P3. I think Equasar can potentially be fighting for pole. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. Could be up into top 3 at least. Seems to have a little bit of issues there into the final part of the track. We follow him now into the main straight. Enables the battery there. Where can he go? Moves up to P4 just behind Joseph Vesely. I think that wasn't great battery management. Let's go with Bialo. Now, Bialo's still not gonna start a lot. Let's go with Duki now, who, well, has invalidated as well. What about, let's go with Charlie's finishing a lap, I think. Charlie, who wants to challenge Luca for pole position today. 6 minutes to go. Everything's still possible. A long way to go in this qualifying session. Still one more run for each of these guys. Charlie, I think, sliding a little bit there into the final corner. In the line he goes, and he can't improve that slide, and maybe some more mistakes costed him there, but the potential is there to try and aim for that pole position. Welp is coming into the pit lane. Wilco is still on track. He is about to finish, I guess, his second flying lap. I'm really happy to see the rookies are put in, or most likely have put really good practice into this race. In the line goes Wilco and improves 3/10. Keeps his position, doesn't improve position, but improves 3/10 his time, and gets closer into the top 4. Following now Revenge, who's also looking into getting that potential top 5. Improves 1/10 there in Sector 1. He's probably not going to improve a lot in Sector 2. Like I said, it's just a long straight, not really big margin of improvement in here. And he's already ran out of battery. That's not good as well. Improving 2/10. Hits the inside curve there. We got a yellow flag. Who that is? Is that... I don't know who that was. But to follow Revenge now into the middle of Sector 3. Goes into the final couple of corners. Into the final corner he goes. Has a little bit of slide in there, but controls it very, very well. And in the line, is gonna cross the line. It's gonna be... moves up to 6 ahead of Georgie Boy. Georgie Boy, who I guess is on an in-lap because he has no battery already. At the moment, it's a big dominance from Luca. Like I said, I was told he was really quick, and he's proving to be so far. Charlie at the moment, his strongest opponent. We were supposed to have Omar as well on the grid today, but he hasn't showed up. I think he could definitely be challenging Luca for that P1 spot. Omar, who, like I said before, it's a 2-time winner in the league already. Let's go on with Pitbull. No, he's on an in-lap most likely. Well, some people coming out for their final runs. Let's go with Fossey, one of the rookies as well. Little time remaining to end this qualifying session. We're gonna go soon with Fossey, who's starting his quali lap. Getting into the main straight now, is gonna go down into 5th gear, attacks the inside curb, attacks now the other inside curb of the next corner. Opening the battery there, the DRS as well. Comes to the end of the second DRS zone. Goes down into 2nd gear, that's a very low gear to use for qualifying in my opinion. He's gonna hit a little bit there, the inside curve. Fossi that needs a really good lap because he is far behind on the grid. Maybe gets a little bit of understeer there, but manages to control it, jumps over the curb there. Now we get into the long straight, the second DRS zone. We're gonna come into the chicane now. What time is he gonna do when he hits the spot? 4 tenths improvement, 43.6. That will move him up. Could be up into P6, could be a really good lap. P6 is potentially possible. He's gonna meet a little bit of traffic now, might get a little bit of dirty air in the final sector. Pitbull has retired from the session, and not the best way to start the season, at least qualifying. We know the points are scored in the race. Osama also retires from qualifying, P14 and P15, locked by these two. We get now with Fossi in the line, moves up to P7. Like I said, was gonna get a really good lap time. Welp also finished the lap up to P6. Wilco in the pit lane, coming out of the pit lane now. Joseph Vesely also still waiting to come out of the pit lane. Our only champion on the grid, coming here to do his final run. Looking solid like always. Like I said, he was potentially gonna be fighting for the podium. Dino moves up to P7. Great job there by Dino Bino Bambino. Well, unfortunately, I think Dino won't have another chance to do a lap, and a lot of people behind him still will have another chance to do a lap. I want to see what Bialo can do as well, and Mark and Infinity sitting in the pit lane. He hasn't come out at all. Following now, Charlie, the man in second place. The man that's challenging for pole position today. Still 4 tenths behind, improving already 1 tenth in sector 1. Hits a little bit the grass in there. But hopefully that's not gonna be enough to bother the rest of his attempt to take pole position today. He needs to improve 4 tenths. It's a big margin. Improving only 1 tenth, he needs to have a blasting final sector to be able to move up into the P1 spot. Looks really hard to do now. We'll see what Joseph can do as well, what Equasar can do as well. I'm still curious of what these guys can do. At the moment it's gonna be a battle between Luca and Charlie for the win. Are we predicting the F126 season? I can say there, maybe. Russell versus Max could be a possibility, I don't know, but at least today we can... Oh, and that's a big crash! Well, the lap was already very messy in that final sector. And he's crashed there into the wall. Let's go on with Luca now. The man that's looking to take improving 6 tenths. No, that was a glitch. That was definitely a glitch. We're gonna follow now Luca. None of the Alpines have set a lap. Both are gonna be starting at the back of the grid. Equasar moves up to P3. Joseph Vesely, though, still will want to fight that one back, but he's not improving. He's and Lucas retired from the session. Maybe made a mistake in there. Bialo moves up to P15, not a great lap from him. Joseph Vesely is the last one that's gonna set a lap today. And actually, can say it's gonna be very complicated to attempt a P3 finish because he wasn't improving in sector 2. He was 1 tenth behind. If he manages to get third at least, means he got a great final sector. In the line he goes, and yeah, can't do. Basically matches his previous lap time, but that's the end of qualifying for today. Luca on pole position in debut. Charlie in second place. We got a Mercedes Red Bull battle for the win today. Looks like Equasar, Joseph, Wilco, Buva, Welp. Actually, the top 7 are from totally different teams. It's really interesting to see, but I can see we're gonna have a great battle here in general this season. And yeah, race is not over, of course. There's still long way to go. Don't think that Lucas won already. There's still a lot of stuff to do before claiming that first win of the season. Hello, David Saliba. I see you are there on the stream. I'm still reading the comments of Pitbull. I think it's Motorway as well, and Equasar. Hello to all you guys, and well, wish you great luck in the race to all of you racing today. It's gonna be a difficult race, I won't lie. And break is finally over. Welcome everyone back to IOR. We are here today for the start of our 12th season, starting in Australia, race 1 of 12. I'm David, your commentator. I'm very happy to be back here in the commentary box, streaming and commentating IOR like the good old days. Today we have our first race in the Albert Park Street Circuit, one that in my opinion is one of the easiest tracks in the calendar to overtake, and that is because of having 4 DRS zones which were introduced in 2023. 2022 the layout changed, but that year we only had 3 DRS zones. And it's gonna be 29 laps of pure chaos today in Albert Park. Hopefully not many heartbreaks will happen today, but racing is racing and those things can happen. There you get a beautiful view of Albert Park. Now let's go with the old clips. We have here a battle in Season 2 between Cucumber and Baraka. Cucumber tries to move into turn 1 but spins, a little bit optimistic by our 5-time champion. And now we go into Season 6, a battle between Talis and Cucumber. Classic rivalry then in the league in the last season. Talis making the move there, holding the position against Cucumber into the next corner. Now one that personally hurts a lot. I make the overtake on Whale there. Getting into the corner, he tries to move around the outside, tries to recover the position, and well, happens what you can see on screen. Now the final clip we'll see is the one on Whiteford, battle between the 3 legends of IOR, Cucumber, Talis, and Baraka. There Cucumber getting the move done against Talis. Well, and we are looking now into the formation lap. We are about to start finally the Australian GP. I see your comment, David. David Saliba was gonna race today, but I couldn't. Wish I raced today. There will be more chances, don't worry, my friend. For now, you can enjoy and watch some part of the race as you have the time, and learn a little bit how we race, how we do things here in IOR. So if you're still watching, I hope you can enjoy a great Australian GP today. We're looking now into the tire strategies. Osama's been disqualified from the formation lap. Drivers coming now to take their spots in the grid. Here you can see our previous race winners in the championship in previous seasons. Who's gonna be added into that list? We got Baraka winning twice, Yane winning once, Cucumber as well once, and Money who won last edition of the Australian GP. But today we will be getting a new winner. None of these previous winners is racing, so a new name will be added to the list of the Australian GP winners. And finally the season is gonna start. It's gonna be the start of a brand new IOR season. The lights will come out at any moment now. Luca on P1, Charlie on P2, and the hard compound of tires. Who's gonna get the better strategies? Lights out and away we go. Like expected, Luca does get a good start there. Or does he not? Equasar gets a blasting start down the inside. It's already gonna take the lead. No, Luca manages to defend all the way around the outside. Equasar got a good start but couldn't take the place. Already got a little bit of carnage here at the background. I think it's Fossey's dropped down into P19 of the race. Equasar battling against Charlie there into the next corner. Equasar manages to hold into P2. Charlie doesn't need to stress. He's in the harder compound of tires. He can just be patient. RPM is out of the race already, and that's a safety car, virtual safety car, not a BSC. RPM is out of the race. Has had an incident with Infinity. Dookie Monker gets a 10-second time penalty. A bit of a chaotic start of the Australian GP so far. RPM, unfortunately, has a bad ending of this first round of the season. First DNF of the race, unfortunately. And well, we have now a virtual safety car. Bialo's got a massive start there. Let's see what are the position changes. Oh, Bialo, you're gonna cause a massive DRS strain. I know you very, very well. Well, it's a lot of people has made up 4 positions. That's Revenge, Onion, Osama, and Bialo. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't the start many were expecting, but there's still time to go. Bialo is in the pit lane, and he gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding. Well, he got a little bit of wing damage there. Bialo's retired from the session. That's, well, he didn't have to do that. Infinity in the pit lane. Duke is in the pit lane as well. I wonder when is the BSC leading. It's not a BSC. I don't see the safety car on track, so it's just a BSC, but it's a very long one. Well, we got now the green flag. We get racing in Australia. Luckily, it's followed by Equasar, followed by Charlie, followed by Booba. Joseph's lost a place. Bialo's left the session right at the start of the GP. That's very unfortunate to miss already 2 drivers in the start of this Australian GP. Luca in the lead of the race, followed by Equasar. DRS already enabled. Like I said before, I predicted the battle for the win was going to be between these two. Charlie's also in the mix, but he's got a little bit of a slide there into the exit of the corner. Those hard tires seem to not be in temperature yet. He's sliding all over the place, and that's going to be Buva who's going to be attacking him really soon. Well, Charlie's going to be playing the long game, but he's going to be suffering a lot, seems like. At least he will have the DRS for one more lap against Quasar and Luca. Joseph Vesely is sticking comfortably at the moment. We get a big DRS range so far. We get the top 10 in DRS. Let's go on with the tires. Dino Bino Bambino is the first one to be out of DRS. He's going to be defending from Mark, who is one of the guys who started at the back of the grid and is already up into P12. Could be a really good scoring race for Mark if he keeps it consistent. Meanwhile, in the battle for the win of the race, everyone's still sticking to the DRS train. Like I said, we got a 10-car train. Wish Dino would be in that train, but something's not gone right. Well, also he's on the hard tires and he's not sticking to that DRS train. Meanwhile, Lucas trying to pull away from Equasar, but Equasar is managing to hold into the back of that Red Bull. Both white cars. Pitbull drops place down into P15 of the race. You see a battle now between Joseph and Buba. Joseph is now going to try to move here down the inside. Joseph attacking there, the McLaren driver. He wants to recover his position. Buba has DRS as well. Sends a move down the inside. Not enough space to get the move done. And now it's a battle between the top 3 for the lead of the race. Joseph losing a little bit of time here with the McLaren driver. Like I said before, this is one of the easiest tracks to overtake in theory, but also drivers may use really low downforce setup to get a better defense of their position at the end of the straight. And also really good battery management, which could help. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, that's Dino Bino Bambino. Just made a mistake. It's down into P15 of the race. Not a great start of the season by Dino so far. Well, there's a long way to go in this Australian GP yet. Luca leading, followed by Equasar, followed by Charlie, followed by Buba. Buba defending from Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely, who I don't know if he has the pace of the leaders, but at the moment is struggling to get past Buba. We are gonna get a second round between these two into the chicane. Buba once again managing really well his position, but the battery management's been better from the side of Joseph Vesely. Buba here creating a big DRS train of 8 drivers, no 7 drivers, I'm sorry. Luca meanwhile leading the race comfortably, followed by Quasar who can't attack yet. It's a battle for the win between the top 3. Charlie will be much more comfortable later in the race when the hard tires start getting better. Now the question is if these guys are planning a 1 or 2 stop strategy. We know that the degradation is very high in this new F1 game, so it's gonna be also tire management really important in today's race, like it usually is. There's not, I think, many tracks where the management isn't important, knowing how the degradation is. If you can manage the tires, then you gotta do 2 stops, no other option. Well, Equasar struggling a little bit there to stay at the back of Luca. Luca who wants to break that DRS gap, both pushing hard to Luca to open the gap, Equasar to not let Luca open the gap. Both have blasted their battery, and well, he hasn't been able to achieve it. Now Equasar is right at the back of Luca still, and well, we got some people picking up time penalties already. We have a battle here between Joseph and Buva. Joseph trying all the way around the outside. He has the champion experience, but Buva places the car really well and can't get past. Joseph cannot get past the McLaren driver. Now Georgie thinks about a move there against Joseph Vesely when he was left a little bit vulnerable there, but was way too risky. Prefers to not get involved in that fight. Now Osama is coming into the pit lane. That's a bit of an early pit stop. I'm not sure if he's got damage or if he's just trying a big undercut. No, he's actually got wing damage, not trying a big undercut. Joseph Vesely is still suffering to get past this McLaren driver, and is already dropped more than 3 seconds to the leaders. Equasar doing his best to stick to the back of Luca. Luca at the moment got a yellow flag. That's I think that's the McLaren of Dookie. Dookie and Dino are having such a nightmare of a race. Mark continues to fight back, is at the back of Wilco. Wilco, who I think got a really good quali spot, but dropped down into P10, defending now against Mark. Battle between 2 rookies in the league. Buba already 4 seconds behind the top 3. Equasar doing his best to stick to the back of Luca. Pit stops still won't happen, I think. We will see drivers in the mediums possibly extending to around lap 13. We got a little mistake there from Dookie that's, like I said, having a nightmare of a race so far. Equasar, who's struggling a little bit already to stick to the back of Luca. DRS open for Equasar, right at the back of Luca. Charlie, whose stars will start getting better after every lap that passes. And Dookie's got a 10-second time penalty for cutting a corner. Following now the battle between Mark and Wilco. Like I said, battle between 2 rookies in the league. Then we get, like I said, the big DRS train. Mark probably making a little bit of a mistake there. Oh, and Charlie has got past the Quasar. Charlie gets the move done against the Quasar, moves up to 2nd place of the race. And now he's going to aim and try and get past Luca as well. Let's not forget, like I said before. Oh, Dookie is crashed. Dookie has crashed, and that's brought out a safety car. Oh, that's going to mess up Charlie's strategy a little bit. That's going to save some drivers like Dino, like Infinity, who were having a bit of a nightmare of a race here. And well, this safety car is gonna mix things a little bit up. Oh, and Lucas made a massive mistake, but a massive one. He stayed out with the safety car. Lucas stayed out in the safety car. That's a big mistake. Now everyone behind him is gonna pit. And he's gonna be vulnerable against the guys behind. He only has Onion and Whelp to defend him, who also have decided to stay out. Charlie and Equasar on the medium tires. That means Equasar 100% has to pit again. Charlie will of course have to pit again. Buva's gonna go into the end of the race. Joseph's gonna go into the end of the race. Could this be a win for the McLaren or the Haas driver? Luca is in a really complicated position now with those degraded tires. Like I said before, he's gonna have to have some faith in Welp and Onion to make a bit of a shield for him in the restart. So this is how the race is looking. Now let's check who has stopped, who has not stopped. That's gonna be basically everyone has stopped except the top 3. Well, Luca has a lot to lose. Welp and Onion can gamble a little bit more. They weren't really fighting for podium positions, so they can take a little bit more of a gamble. But Luca is the one that's risked a lot. Then Charlie and Equus are going for another stop 100%, and Buva and Joseph are aiming to go to the end of the race. Well, safety car should be going out on this lap. Luca is now still a race leader. He has led so far every single lap of this race, but has put himself in a really complicated situation with this strategy he's decided to go. I think it wasn't really necessary to risk. His tires most likely are around 40% degradation, if not more. Recommended strategy is to pit around lap 13, if I'm not wrong, on the medium tires. He is decided to extend that stop a little bit more. Basically, he's not going to be able to survive that much. He's going to have to pit immediately now. Hello, Saliba. Hello, David Saliba. Basically, we had some incidents on the first laps. We had 3 DNFs, as you can see. It was a battle between Luca, Charlie and Equasar. DRS trained for the lead, but then a safety car came out, and Charlie, who was on the hards, pitted for fresh mediums. Equasar was on mediums, but he pitted for fresh mediums as well, meaning he is going to have to stop again. But Luca is gambling and staying out on old tires, which I think was not a good call. We'll see if I'll be proved wrong with what remains of the race. And of course another safety car can come out, but that's gonna be a little bit depending on luck, and well, we'll see if that happens or not. But we are gonna get restarted now. Luca needs to get a perfect restart, and I think it's gone really well, but Charlie's already attacking Onion for that 3rd place of the race. Onion, of course, not gonna have any grip on those, not gonna have great grip on those tires. There goes Charlie around the outside, and he's gonna try and move now down the inside. Onion's not gonna fight him, of course. If he's mature, and yeah, he's very mature and doesn't fight him. No point fighting a battle you can't win, and you definitely can't win it. Joseph Vasilis dropped 2 positions. This is not helping the Sech driver in his fight to win this race. Luca's still in the lead though. Now Charlie's is cleared really quickly. Onion is gonna clear really quickly. Welp as well. Gets the move done easily down the inside. Luca with better battery though, but he's in much more problems because of the old tires. We follow now Charlie, who's gonna have to recharge the battery a little bit. Equasar, who still cannot get the move done against Onion, and well, Onion, who's very respectful there, leaves the space to Equasar, who's already moving up into P4 of the race. Oh, a little bit of a banger of wheels there between Buva and Georgie Boy. Revenge forces Joseph a little bit off the road there now, fights a little bit with his teammate. Wilco gets a nice run. Very cold hard tires so far in the grid we've seen now. Georgie Boy gets past Onion. A lot of banger of wheels, so we've seen their aggressive driving. People on fresh tires really don't want to lose time against the people on the old tires. They know they... Oh, and that's a big force off the road there. Buva's not going to be happy with that one. Joseph Vessel is thrown up into P8 of the race. That's what happens when you got so much difference in the tires. Equasar now is going to be getting the move done very easily. Blast past Whelp before even the DRS is enabled. Now it's a 3-car train for the lead once again. Charlie is not getting the move done against Luca yet. Luca, who, even if he doesn't win, will have to stop soon because those tires are gonna blow if he doesn't. And there goes Charlie for the lead of the race, like it couldn't be any other way. Charlie takes now the lead in lap 11 of the race. Charlie is our new race leader. We got a yellow flag, I think that's Dino Bino Bambino, but that's quickly cleared. We got now a Quasar following Luca, and shouldn't be a hard move. Whelp goes a little bit deep there into the corner. George gets the move done. Joseph Vesely will try to stick into the back of Revenge. Joseph, like I said, is trying to go to the end of the race by the strategy he saw on Buva in the pit lane. Definitely not going to be happy, got forced badly off the road there. Now we got a Quasars attacking Luca Ford, that's P2 of the race. Luca starting to slide already on those degraded medium tires. He's going to try and get a nice one around the outside. Now he's going to be patient and he's going to wait for the DRS to get an easy move into the third DRS zone. George also waiting to get past Luca. Luca could still recover into a podium position or at least a top 5. If no safety car happens, of course. There goes Equasar around the outside. It's going to get the move done. It's been a crazy Australian GP race so far. There goes Equasar, gets the overtake done, moves up into second place of the race. Though he's lost 1.5 seconds of time to Charlie. George now, it's the next one, is going to try and overtake Luca. He's going to think about a move there down the inside. He doesn't, backs off. Joseph battling against Whelp as well. Both on the hard tires though. Joseph has 7 lap fresher tires than Whelp does. Joseph, like I said, our only champion in the grid. Oh, and that's a battle between Luca and George. Oh, and that's George hitting Luca and into the wall. Yeah, like I said, that strategy wasn't going to end in anything good for the Red Bull driver. He needs to rejoin the track safely. I know he's a ghost, but still. Well, he's going to come into the pit lane now. And the man that was the favorite to win this race is suddenly... this race been destroyed, and in the pit lane he goes and spits in the pit lane. Sorry for laughing, but I was thinking about something. I was gonna say Dino is... I laughed in front of you, so I can't lie. I was gonna say Dino, I joke a lot with him. Is gonna finish, looks like, ahead of the man that started on pole. But well, this race is not over yet. There's still a long way to go and things can still happen. Charlie, meanwhile, comfortably leading the race. 1.8 seconds ahead of Equasar. We'll see who of these two has the better pace now. Wilco battling against Whelp through the chicane, but Whelp manages to stay ahead. A good defense, even on older tires. Now Wilco's gonna have a fight back against Whelp. Not great battery saving so far. Joseph also is struggling a little bit with Revenge, but he's doing a good job, having in mind he's on the slower tires. I gotta say, this is a great race to start the season. Well, finally coming into the pit lane, but that means he's gonna be making another stop because there's definitely no way the mediums can make it to the end of the race unless he has wing damage, but I think he doesn't have. He's just going for another stop. That's Whelp in the pit lane. That's Onion in the pit lane as well. Whelp didn't get a great strategy in my opinion. He's gonna have to stop once again. Well, but if the degradation is that high, then maybe Joseph will have to stop again unless he does great tire management. Charlie looking solid to win the race if that's the case. If Joseph has to stop again. The pit window was basically lap 13 if you start on the mediums. Then lap... I guess lap 16 if you start on hards. But due to the safety car, everyone had to pit much earlier than that. This is supposed to be a a one-stop race in my opinion. But well, drivers are gonna have to do a lot of tire management, I think. Luca there making a mistake, doesn't really have nothing to lose and has a broken front wing. I think he probably try and risk too much. In this case, you don't have to risk too much. You have to wait for a safety car to happen. Meanwhile, Joseph Vesely has got past Revenge and is up into P4 of the race. Now he's gonna try and go chase for George Boy. What could be if Joseph manages to win this race would be... I would be so happy for him. He's a great friend of mine and also, like I said, our only champion in the grid at the moment. But that will depend mainly on the strategy. Currently he stands 7 seconds behind the leader. He's currently trying to chase George for that P3 of the race. Pitbull getting past now Osama. Pitbull's done a great fight back as well, up into P9. And that's a little bit of a slider from Fossey, who's going to be defending from Osama as well. Charlie in the lead of the race, followed by Equasar, followed by George Boy. We got a yellow flag. That's Luca, who's retired in the pit lane. Unfortunate first race for our pole sitter. Sadly, will not be able to finish this first one. And could cost him some points in the championship battle, knowing that he for sure was going to be in the mix for it. And yeah, he still is in the mix for the championship. It's not over, of course. It's just first race of the season. But of course, you want to score as much as you can. Pitbull battling against Fossey here for P9 of the race. Pitbull and basically everyone on the medium tires have to stop again. Dino Bino Bambino on P12 of the race. Ahead of Welp, who should be flying there on those medium tires. Wilco battling against Revenge here for P5 of the race. Or I think Revenge made a mistake actually. I think didn't overtake him. Oh, Revenge has got a broken front wing. Infinity is gonna try and get past all the way around the outside. Nice move there from Infinity, moving up into P6 of the race. Infinity, who started at the back as well. Reserve driver for this GPs managed to get the move done and is up into 6th place of the race. Now Revenge is gonna lose the place to Mark as well. Mark who actually started at the back as well, is already up into P7 of the race. No downforce there for Revenge. He's gonna have to stop and change that wing. The good thing is probably it's not gonna be much different to the last stop he had to make in this race anyway. Coming in the pit lane goes Revenge. Infinity now is going to be attacking Wilco for that P5 of the race. Not sure how fast he's going to be able to get the move done. Joseph Vesely getting closer into Georgie Boy. Is going to try and get into that DRS zone soon. Let's not forget he's on the hard tires. He's going to be getting better performance compared to the guy he has in front of him. Infinity still struggling a little bit on pace here. He's going to not be on DRS with Wilco into the next detection point. I think he won't be, will he? No, he won't. Joseph Vesely is nearly on detection point though to Georgie Boy and has better battery savings. So it's gonna be a battle here for P3 of the race between Georgie and Joseph Vesely. Georgie, who has to stop again, Joseph, who doesn't have to stop again, can try and manage those tires to the end of the race. Still, that doesn't mean George is gonna make it easy for him to overtake. And well, let's see if Joseph, our only champion on the grid, is capable of getting past the kick driver. George not pitting yet, so that means Joseph's gonna have to win his position on track. Dirty air might be a little bit annoying, but at the moment he's not got, like I said, the DRS activation yet. He's gonna be getting the better grip though, and is probably gonna try to move into the next DRS zone. He needs to get closer into the next couple of corners. Infinity is also having the same issue, but with Wilco. Wilco, who is opening the gap to Infinity, is most likely not going to be getting the move done. Joseph Vesely now, let's show us your champion skills. Way more battery than Georgie Boy. Is going to try and get the move done before this lap is over. He knows it's not going to happen here. He's going to wait into the next DRS zone, into the next activation. Can he get the overtake done? Here we go, on board with Joseph. George Boy is going to try and defend. Joseph's going to try and get the move all the way around the outside. George Boy outbreaks himself badly, and that's Joseph Vesely through. That's a champion move if he manages to get it done. Georgie trying to defend all the way around the outside. Joseph needs to be careful in here. Georgie is going to come into the Equasaurus out of the race. Oh, and that's a safety car. That's a safety car, and that is really unfortunate for Joseph Vesely, who just jumped the pit lane. Oh man, that's really unlucky for Joseph. I don't think he's gonna be allowed to get past the safety car, will he? Oh, Equasaur crashed in the pit lane entry. And now Joseph Vesely. Osama's out of the race as well. What did he do there? What did Equasaur do there? Oh man, that was crazy. I can't believe you are crashing in the pit lane entry, mate. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hasn't been a great race for some of our drivers, unfortunately. Actually, 6 DNFs already. Dino Bino Bambino in the pit lane. Can Dino win this race? Who knows? Equasaur says, made late pit call. Well, unfortunate, mate. It happens. Joseph Vesely. Now, what can he do? There's no way he's keeping that place. We already saw what happened with the other guys that stayed out in the previous safety car. Joseph's gonna have to stop again for sure. But he has the option to go for the medium tires. That means I think most likely Charlie is gonna be our winner today. Should be the favorite to win this one. Is Joseph gonna come into the pit lane? Yeah, he knows he doesn't have any other option. It's the best still, having in mind everyone else has penalties. He still can manage to get some good points out of it with the fresher tires. But that was really unlucky for Joseph Vesely there. He's gonna be down into P12 because Dino Bino Bambino's really far behind. Well, and the safety car is gonna go out on this lap. Charlie is gonna relaunch the race. We got still 9 laps of racing. A lot of things can happen. We've seen how crazy this race has been so far. Charlie has the hard compound of tire. That's gonna give him a little bit of a disadvantage in the restart. Charlie weaving there in the main straight before relaunching the race. He knows he's in a complicated position to be on. And we get going. Charlie goes on the throttle. Georgie Boy trying to get past Infinity into turn 1. Infinity dropping behind George. Fossey right at the back. Mark with a great comeback race. Right at the back of Fossey. You get Revenge battling against Welp, against Wilco. A little bit of banger of wheels there. That's side by side between Buva and Revenge. Revenge who has to back off there. Buva's gonna be defending like crazy now his position because he has older tires. He knows he's in a disadvantage now. Following now Revenge right at the back of Buva is gonna try and get the overtake done. Mark is gonna try and get the move done on Fossey. And that's Welp right at the back of Revenge. Wilco in the train as well. Joseph Vesely, who just needs to keep it nice and clean, and is gonna get a lot of positions because there are a lot of people with penalties. Battle between the Williams guys. Oh, and that's a hit from Pitbull on Wilco, and that allows Onion through. That allows Vesely through, and that might allow Dino through as well. Dino's gonna try and move against Pitbull. Will he? Pitbull goes a little bit deep in there, but Dino can't get the move done yet. Onion in the pit lane. Probably picked a little bit of wing damage in there. A lot of fierce fighting here in the grid. Mark gets unfortunately a 3-second time penalty. That's gonna cost him in any sort of chance he had to get a podium. I think he was in really good position, but due to that penalty, I think it's gonna be a bit complicated. Having in mind Joseph's is still looking really solid. Georgie Boy right at the back of Charlie may try and get the overtake done here. Dino getting the move done against Pitbull. Now Dino's gonna try and get the move done against Booba as well. Dino might try and score a P10. P10 finish today. Top 10 for Dino would be great in my opinion. Shouldn't be a hard move for Dino to pull because Booba is on all the tires. Dino around the outside. Gets the overtake done and is gonna try and stick into the train ahead of him. At the moment, it's looking very good for Charlie to take the win today. Doesn't seem that he is in real trouble or anything will trouble that winning chance he has right now. Charlie gets now the fastest lap of... No, Georgie now gets the fastest lap of the race. Infinity dropping a little bit behind. Georgie getting into the DRS of Charlie. And is going to try and get the move done against him.
Welcome to the party, Echoes.
Joseph Vesely now thinking about a move against Wilco. Has to back off. Was a little bit optimistic one. Dino could finish in P4 here. Could it be even a podium for Dino Bino Bambino? He doesn't have a time penalty. He's looking solid. George right at the back of Charlie is pushing hard to stick to the back of that Merc. Fossey battling against Infinity. Fossey's moved out into P3 of the race. Also, could it be a double Mercedes podium? Could be a possibility. Wilco sticking into the train with Revenge, Welp, and Joseph Vesely, who's fiercely attacking him. Joseph's gonna try to move all the way around the outside. He's gonna try and force him into a mistake. Let's follow Joseph Vesely now. He's having a great battle here with Wilco. Very unfortunate for Joseph, could have fought for the win of this race. Sadly, that safety car was very unlucky for him, and now has to fight his way through the field. Dino Bino Bambino keeping it consistent there. Buva and Pitbull battling there into turn 1. Not much Buva could do about it. Infinity right at the back of Fossey. And still should finish in the podium in P2.
Welcome to the party, Kivavasly 24.
Still 5 laps to go in this Australian GP. Battle between Infinity and Fossey. Infinity's got the move done once again. George has got the move done against Charlie there into the chicane. They go. Side by side they go. Oh, and that's a banger of wheels between the two of them. A little bit of an incident. George is getting very aggressive there against Charlie. Even though he has a time penalty, he still wants to fight for the position. Well, it's a hard racer there, or kick driver. Joseph battling against Wilco, Joseph makes a little slide there. Revenge holding into his place against Wilco. Well, a lot of people with time penalties, like you can see. And, well, that's going to help Dino and Joseph in the end of the race. Wilco's going to try and get the move done against Revenge. Revenge does not get a really good exit to defend the place, and that's going to allow Wilco through, moves up into P7 of the race. Down the inside goes Revenge against Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely gets a little bit force off the road there. Revenge getting really aggressive against this Setch driver. Dino Bino Bambino also in the mix. George now loses DRS to Charlie by a little bit. Vesely getting past Revenge there into the chicane. Now it's Dino who might try and attack him. Dino goes down the inside. Dino's up into P9 of the race. Both getting there. The Racing Bull driver. Will Revenge try and take revenge against Dino Bino Bambino? It's a little bit hard because he's on sorry, he's on a bit older tires. Now Dino's gonna try and stick to the back of Joseph Vesely. The Georgie boy now battling against Infinity. Infinity is gonna wants to get that P2 on track. It's been a really enjoyable race to watch. I'm not sure who's gonna take that final spot in the podium. Joseph Vesely could be it if everyone else in front of him has a big amount of penalties. Well, people have big number of penalties. George has 9, Fossey has 6, Lamarck has 10. Lamarck could get into the podium today. Whelp has 9 seconds of penalties as well. I think it's gonna be Fossey in the end in the podium. No, could be. Follow now Joseph Vesely to the back of Wilco. Is gonna try and get the move all the way around the outside. Clean move there by Joseph. Moves up ahead of the kick driver. Next target's gonna be Whelp. Wilco makes a little mistake there. That might allow Dino Bino Bambino soon into DRS as well. Dino, who had lost a little bit of ground there to the guys in front of him. And Infinity's closing up the gap a little bit to Charlie. Could Charlie face a little bit of a challenge here for the win in the remaining laps of this race? Infinity seems to start finding some pace. Could this start putting Charlie into a little bit of pressure into the final stages of this race? Could well be. Joseph Vesely right at the back of Whelp. Whelp also with no DRS to defend, so could not be a hard move for Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely still aiming to get into that podium. If he gets past Whelp, he could end up in the podium. Most people in front of him have 9 seconds. Mark is the one I think is going to be the rival for that final podium spot. So Joseph Vesely has a real chance here. He needs to get past Whelp, then he needs to close up the gap to Mark. He will have 2 laps to do all that stuff. Whelp is... Joseph has better pace than Whelp at the moment, though the time remaining is little, and it could be a mega debut podium for Mark, being in his rookie season, I guess. Maybe, I don't know if it's his first time league racing as well. But it could be a great podium for our Alpine driver. We'll see if Joseph will allow it or not. Joseph Vesely, right at the back of Whelp. I think this turn 1, this first sector is not the best to overtake. Fossey getting past now George into turn 1. Banging a little bit of wheels there. Already see George is a very aggressive driver. Joseph Vesely Right at the back, George battling. Oh, Fossey hit the wall. No, I think that was a little bit of. I think that was a glitch. Hopefully, it was a glitch. Well, all that may allow. Oh, that's no, it's still a glitch. Oh, it's glitching in the last stages of this race. But well. Mark is also closing a little bit the gap into Fossey and George. We could have an interesting swap there for P3, like I said before. Now Joseph Vesely 3 attempts behind. Well, this is when he needs to open the battery. This is when he needs to attack. Welp is vulnerable now. He has 9 seconds of penalties. He has way less battery than Joseph does. It's now or never for Joseph Vesely if he wants to stand in that podium. Joseph Vesely on the slipstream of Welp goes all the way around the outside, gets the overtake down. Nice job there by Joseph Vesely, moving up into P6 of the race. Now is in podium range because Mark has been slowed down there a little bit. We're gonna enter now into the final lap of the race. It's Charlie, who joined the league, was one of the last drivers to sign up for this season, who's gonna be taking the win for what it looks like. Charlie's gonna be getting the win of the race day in Australia if he doesn't make any silly mistake, which I would hope he doesn't do. Fossey still battling against Georgie Boy, though he doesn't need to battle him because he will finish ahead of him due to penalties anyway. Mark right at the back of the Kick and the Merc driver Joseph Vesely, right at the back of Mark and Fossey. But yeah, he doesn't need to push that much. He still will try and get us better as he can. Now last battle between these two coming into the chicane. They go side by side. Who's gonna be in front? That's Fossey against Georgie. Oh, they bang wheels there and both are into the grass. Both are into the grass there. Lamarck is gonna take the chance. He's gonna get the move done against the two of them. Nice overtake there from Lamarck. He's gonna take P3 on track. And Charlie, we're gonna have to go on board with the man that's gonna win the race. Solid performance with the strategy. Got a little bit complicated with the first safety car, but today in Australia it's Charlie who wins the season opener. Charlie wins the Australian GP. It's Infinity in second place. Mark will cross the line in third. A great debut, my driver of the day personally, but Joseph Vesely, due to being much more consistent in keeping those time penalties by range, will finish in third place. Joseph in third position of the race. Mark in P4, Wilco in P5, Dino Bino Bambino finishes in 6th. A great race for Dino as well. Oh, and that was a very good season opener in my opinion. And well, that's it for today's Australian GP, but we are not over yet. Still gonna go with trying to get people for the post-race interviews. Hopefully some will join us. And of course we gotta listen into the national anthem as well, like we always do. Gonna have to give me a little minute here, but I'll be back really soon. No, I'm sorry I didn't have anything better for this time. We'll definitely look forward to it next stream. But there you go, the Merc, the driver that has just won the race. And like we used to, we're gonna go now with the national anthem of the race winner. And that's it for the national anthem. Now let's see if we can get some people for the interviews or if that's gonna be the end of today's stream. So let's start with the post-race interviews. We got here our race winner Charlie, also winning in his debut, and we got Joseph Vesely, who finished in P3, first podium of the season. So first of all, let's go with Charlie. I gotta say, first of all, congratulations. It was a very good race from you. Quali, maybe you weren't as close to pole as you would have liked, most likely, but you picked the right strategy of pitting in under the first safety car, which Luca didn't do, of course. After that, you were managing really well those medium tires, but you had to pit again. Do you think we would have won the race anyway without that last safety car? You think you would probably lose to the guys in the hard tires?
No, I thought that their tyres were going to fall off. They wouldn't have lasted 21 laps on the hards. So I knew that the two stop from that pit stop was going to be the way, and without another stop, then they would have either been risking a puncture or been very, very off the pace.
Then after the last safety car happened, do you feel confident there in those hard tires? I guess that last safety car, if you were gonna have any type of issue, with the strategy. I think that safety car helped you hold into that lead of the race without having to overtake anyone else again. You think that safety car benefited you in the end, or like you said before, you think it would have been the same?
Yeah, I think either way, I was pretty confident that I was either going to be able to re-overtake, or I was happy then going on to the hards under the pit stop because I knew everyone else was going to have to go medium, and I knew the hards would have more longevity towards the end of the race. So I went more slower but longer, and it paid off by being able to just keep the pace high while everyone else's tires fell off.
Next question in the final part of the race, George was behind you, but he had a 6-second time penalty. I think he was getting a lot of penalties in this race. But at one point, he tried a move on you on the chicane in the end of Sector 2, and I think you banged a little bit of wheels. Were you scared in that point that you could have, your race could have been destroyed in that stage, or were you under control?
No, I mean I was pretty happy with it. I mean, I thought I was happy to let him go because I knew how many penalties he had. But then he broke a bit earlier than I thought he would. I broke a bit later than I thought I would, and we sort of met in the middle. I hit the apex, and then it's just the way the corner goes that it sort of goes into the same racing line. But I was all pretty happy with it. I don't think either was to blame too much, and nothing really happened to either driver. So it probably wasn't worth the risk with how many penalties he had, but it happened, and yeah, it wasn't the end of the world.
Now another question that comes to my mind, without the safety cars, what was the original strategy? Was it a one-stop or a two-stop strategy?
Um, I think I always knew there was going to be safety cars. It's very, very difficult to have a league race, especially around a street circuit with no safety cars. So I was almost banking on the two-stop with safety cars. Without safety cars, I probably would have gone very long on the hards and then gone mediums at the end, while the others were on their hards and tried to catch back up through that with the one stop.
Then the next question is, how are you looking forward into the remainder of the season? You've won round one, but as you can see, we got a lot of competitive guys. Lucas fast, Equator is quick as well. Joseph's been on the pace as well, and he's really consistent. You can see he got messed up by that safety car and managed still to get back into the podium. How are you looking forward into this championship? Also going into a track which is Japan next week, which is a little bit, how can I say it? It's much more difficult to overtake than on this one. Strategy will be key there. Maybe track position is going to be more important than it was here. How are you looking forward to that race?
I think start as means go on. Really, I've won the first race. Felt confident in my pace. P2 in qualifying. So I think the only not the expectation, but the only goal would be to win again and to just try and go straight for the championship now and just try and optimize the results every week.
Alright, so thanks for this interview and congratulations on the win once again, and we're looking forward to see what you can do next week in Japan.
Brilliant, thank you.
Well, let's go now with Joseph Besley, the man that's finished today in third position. So, Joseph, I gotta say it was a really good race from you, but also a very unfortunate one in the ending of it, because, well, Charlie said that you probably wouldn't go to the end of the race, but I think you maybe could have risked it. You will tell me now if you would or not, but in any case, that safety car catching you exactly at the point where you couldn't pit without losing so much time took away from you the chance of fighting for the win of this race. So what can you say about that moment, about that part of the race? Were you planning to stay out and try and win with the older tires by doing one stop less than Charlie, or was another stop always in the plan?
Hi, can you hear me well?
I can.
Okay, good. I had to one at the start. Yeah, I was always going for one stop after the first safety car. I mean, the damage was like 36%, so it was probably okay to go to the end. They would be a little bit worn, but I think it wouldn't be that big of a problem. But yeah, the safety car exactly the worst at the worst time, because I was just at the pit entry, so yeah, just unlucky there. But what can you do? After that safety car, I was like, should I risk it on the hards? But I think I would get eaten from the cars behind, so I just tried the mediums and knew I was going to be at the back, so it was very difficult. There was a little DRS train, so it was very difficult to overtake them back. But I knew I had no penalties, so I could maybe get a little bit higher up. I was hoping for maybe another safety car for like last 4 laps or something like that on softs, but it didn't happen. And yeah, I just tried to be as consistent as I could, but didn't work out at the end. Podium is still good, but I think I could have won without the safety car, because I was not losing that much time on Charlie. It was like 5 seconds, and he was pitting on hards, and as you know, the hards, even when they are damaged, they are pretty similar to new ones. It's not that big of a difference. So I was thinking, yeah, last 10 laps, I think I have it in the back, but this was just not ideal, because I think he would need more than 1 second every lap to get on me, so it would be very hard for him, and he would have to push, so maybe even some track limits. And I think I could have bring it home, but it didn't happen. Yeah, that's probably what I would say to that.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate moment that I got on stream there, and yeah, it was really unfortunate that Equasar crashed into the pit lane entry, and well, the safety car happened. But still, you took the right decision in pitting, even though you were gonna lose all those positions, Scott. I guess you were gonna lose them anyway because of the worn tires. We saw in the first restart that the guys in front got totally eaten. Even Luca, who was the fastest on pace, so I guess the same would have happened. And in the end, I think getting so unlucky and managing a podium is great damage limitation. So still very solid points for the championship, and well, of course, opportunities will come in the remainder of the season. It's only race 1, and 20 points, it's a great way to start anyway. Then, talking about next week race in Japan, I think we haven't had a race there in a long time ago, but how are you looking forward into it?
Yeah, I definitely love Japan. It's one of my favorite tracks. I hope I can make that race. Not sure yet, but I think I can. But let's see. I really enjoyed that track, especially the first sector, the flowy section. It's really nice. It can be hard on tires sometimes, especially on this game, but I think we can manage it. So I'm excited about Suzuka. I love that track.
Thanks for this interview, Joseph, and congratulations on your podium. Could have been something better, but well, opportunities will come in the remainder of the season. So looking forward, hopefully you can race in Japan, and well, let's see what happens there.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks to all for watching this race, for participating on this race. Again, congratulations to our winner, Charlie. Congratulations to Infinity and Joseph as well in the podium, and I'm really looking forward into the rest of this season. I think it was a great season opener. It was crazy, had carnage, safety cars made it interesting, and finally, well, it is what it is. And it's, like I said, once again, in my opinion, one of the best season openers we've had in IOR. But it will be till next week then in Japan. See you all there. Goodbye.